Hi everyone, this is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. Today I want to share my Anna Griffin Class 5 right there. It's the folding screen class pouch. So I want to share with you what's in here, and I want to share my project with you. Now I have been borrowing from the other classes, from the other pouches, because sometimes I just want something different. But she gives you plenty. She gives you plenty. So right here is some scraps because I already created with it. So I had these scraps left over, and this paper is it's not I'm not going to say it's like heavy weight, but it's a very nice weight. So it's not thin, that's for sure. So it does come with some paper, and she gives you, let me see, and it's double-sided paper. So you get this sheet, and then there's the back side, and then you get this one, and here's the back side. You get this one right here. This is the paper that matches my watch. Look at that, guys. My little cheapy watch, and I love it. There's the back side, and then you get this one, or is it this one that matches my watch? I don't know, they all match pretty much. And then you get let me show you the back, and there's the back. So all these have the black and white, just about, not all of them, but several of them have the black and white background. Then you get this print, and then there's the back. So you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You get 12 sheets of paper, because these, I cut both of these. So you get 12 sheets of paper, and of course I didn't waste anything. I kept everything, all the scraps, because I can still create more with it. I can make just different embellishments or layers. And then you get a few of the 12 by 12 matte gold, not 12 by 12, it's a 6 by 12 matte gold, and you don't get very many of them, but overall in all the packages you do get some of the gold foil, or in the swag bag you get quite a bit, but I'm going to share that one at the end. So you get a few sheets of the 12 by 6 gold matte foil. I love that paper. And then here are the flowers, and I had them spread out because I was creating my project this morning so I could share it with y'all. So you get really large clusters of flowers, and then you do get some that are smaller. You get butterflies, and normally you get a right and a left, or a back and a front, which is awesome. But you can see that there's like just different smaller and larger flowers. You don't get anything real tiny, but you do get a nice selection. So let me put that back in the bag. I have 2 pieces pulled out because I want to share what they did in the class with you guys, even though I didn't see it or was in it, but I can see what they did with it. So I want to share that with y'all. There's another butterfly. Let me pick all of this stuff up. Look how pretty that one is. So you get a bunch of die cuts, and you get, flower embellishments, and these are dimensional. And I only used a little bit, like the bag is still full. So you get these, and then you get, I have a couple scraps I need to put back. Then you get a bag of sentiments, and it's got different ones. Always live in full bloom, thinking of youth, another thinking of you, happiness blooms from within. Just different banners and circle and square embellishments that have the gold foiling, and some of them are pink, and you get them in the lavender, so in the very light color. So you do get a few of those. Not very many, but I think maybe 15, something like that. You do get a few. And then you get the cards, which are for all occasions. And these have the gold foiling, sending get well wishes, deepest condolences, dear friend, you know, just thinking of you. So they're all different. And then you get some pink ones, birthday ones. Look how pretty the lavender is. Wishing you all the wonderful things that this day brings. Have a birthday that is fabulous as you. So these are very, very pretty. This looks like a yellow, and then it has the gold foiling, and this one looks like a green with the gold foiling. So you get a bunch of these. I didn't count them, but you get, I mean, you can tell it's a nice thick stack. So I got plenty to play with. And then you get the dies. Let me share the inspiration sheet with you. Here is the inspiration sheet. Look how beautiful those screen cards are. They are gorgeous. I didn't have any light color paper. My preference is a pastel or a shabby chic style, but in this particular class there wasn't any light colors. Everything was really, really dark, so that I went with it because I wanted to use what was in the class envelope the way it was intended. So there's the inspiration sheet, and then you get, then you get the die set. So here is the screen die, and I did notice that there really wasn't any tutorials for this. And so it took me a little bit to decide. If you're going to make this, you do have to cut 2 of these outer panels, and then one of the panels you cut in half where the score line is. So you always have that extra panel unless you figure out a way to put it together differently. And then this is the hinge that hinges the extra panel together. And I'm going to show you in mine that it's camouflaged very well. You can't even see it. And then this is that bottom portion. So if you were decorating, that goes right here. If you were doing, it goes right here. If you were doing front and back, then you would need to cut 6 of those. Same thing with this top piece. If you were doing front and back of a 3-panel one, you would need 6 of them. And then I didn't use this piece at all, or this one at all, but I did use the frames right here to cut an opening in the screen. So that's the set that comes with it. So you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 dies in this one. So you get those. And I want to share my project with you guys. So I kept mine really, really simple. I didn't use any of the gold foil in that. I had taken a bag out of one of the previous classes, and I kind of stuck with that because I didn't need anything really long. So here is the front of my card, and right here again I'm using that Christmas die that it has actually bells right in there. It's a piece I had previously cut out. I shared it with you guys. But by the time you add embellishments, you don't even see that it's Christmas. And really, it doesn't necessarily have to be just Christmas. It could be, you could use the bells as wedding bells. So that is what I did with it. This is one of the sentiments, and this is for one of the cards for my daughter, and she loves green. So I decided to go with the green foiling. This is included in, I forgot to share. This is included in the swag bag. So you do get different foil color paper in the swag bag. So I used that, and here are some of the flowers. I just tucked them underneath. Here's one of the butterflies, and I did add stickles to it. And then here is the center. Now you guys know I love carnation craft. And I had to add that to the middle of the screen because Carnation Craft gives me an option to cut single-sided artwork or double-sided, where when I glue it together and cut it out, the front and the back both have the artwork on there. In this case, that's what I did because I put an acetate window. The window is not closed. You can actually pull out the rose and insert a picture if you so choose to, because I glued it on the sides and on the bottom, but not the top. And like I said, I did add a piece of acetate there, and I love the way that looks. This sentiment, I printed it out on my laser printer, and with my Mink foiling machine, I foiled it because I happen to have green Mink foil. I tried to use the regular foil with it and it didn't work. I had to use the Mink foil to work with my toner printer. Not all foils work when you print with a toner printer, so you have to test it out. And then I borrowed from another bag a couple of flourishes right here to just kind of frame out the sentiment that I had in here. And then I added another little branch of her flowers. And then I added a butterfly up here. I didn't do anything to the back. One thing I did do, these two were the ones that were together. And then when you add an extra, the hinge, it doesn't go from top to bottom. It just does most of this. It doesn't even, I mean, as you can see, it's not even all the way to the bottom. So it doesn't go from top to bottom. It's just a portion here. And this is not, you know, connected in any way. But the one that you didn't cut is connected. I chose to snip it apart. That way they would all look the same. So they all are not connected there. I kind of felt that it looked better that way. And this is what I created. I'm going to share the back with you so you can see that the artwork on the flower is the same. But I didn't add anything to the back because I know the back is not going to show. But there's the back. See the beautiful rose? It's still very beautiful in the back. And I mean, I could add the panels that I cut out, add to here and to here, and add more different things. Or you can add a gold frame and maybe a white matting layer where you could write a personal message. But my personal message was here, so I didn't need it. I did add everything on dimension, and I didn't do, the ladies in the class did dimension in the front and in the back. I did not do that because I felt their cards were very thick. Mine's pretty thick, look at that. And I only added a little bit of dimension. So I felt that I didn't want to do that. Now, I pulled out a flower so I could share this with you. I saw that the ladies had cut an opening to the front panel. And that's where their little window was. So when you would close it, the sentiment was right here, so you could see it through the window. And they had flowers, but what they did was they used the same flower, the right and the left, or the back and the front. That way, when you add one here, if I was to add this flower here, you would be able to see white in the back. But if I added this, the corresponding one to it, and layered it up, then you wouldn't see any white because they would both line up. So that's how they camouflaged the white in the back of the flower, and that's why they had a lot of dimension because of the open window. Not just the open window, but they had it on everything. I chose not to do that, like I said, but that's how you camouflage from being able to see the white background on your die cuts. But because I use Carnation Crafts, I have the option to print it out where it's double-sided. So I just score it down the middle, add glue it together, and then I run it through my machine with the die on top. And when I pull it out, it's got color on both sides. So that's what I love about Carnation Crafts. This does stand up. You can make it as long or as short as you want, because you could definitely use it for pictures, displaying pictures. Especially during the holidays and Christmas, you could insert Christmas pictures and put it on a mantle or something like that. But this is what I created, guys. I hope that you like what I created, and I hope that this gives you ideas. And like I said, it wasn't very hard to put together. I actually cut it out this morning and put it all together. It took me longer to decide what colors I wanted to use than anything else. On here, I did the green on top and the gold on the bottom. But then in this frame, I did the green and the gold. This one, I decided to just do the gold. I could have added the green thinner one if I wanted to, but I didn't want it to be so matchy-matchy. And that's why I chose to do something totally different on this side. But hey, you're the creator. You can do whatever you want. This is what I did, and I really like the results. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone is having a great day, and God bless. Bye.